Good afternoon. Nice to see all of you. Since last few days, you have been enjoying the nice talk by Swami Samarpanananji. Today here is a new fellow sitting in front of you. I hope some of you know me. My name is Vairagyananda. So I am in Balighar right now. So today I would like to request all of you. So here is a screen is shared with all of you. We can start today's satsang with this prayer. And I would like all of you to join together to chant this special prayer. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. देवी प्रपन्नार्ति हरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातः जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वं त्वमीश्वरि देवी चराचरस्य सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणि नमस्तुते सर्वस्वरूप सर्वेशे सर्वशक्ति समन्विते भयविस्त्रहिनो देवी दुर्गे देवी नमस्तुते रोगान् शेषान् अपहंसितुष्टा रोष्टात् कामान् सकलान् अभीष्टान् त्वामाश्रितानां न विपन्नराणां त्वामाश्रितायाश्रयतां प्रयान्ति सर्वबाधाप्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्यम् अस्मद्वैरिविनाशनम् जयन्ती मङ्गलाकाली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमस्तुते श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ मनसा स्मरामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ वचसा गृह्णामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ शिरसा नमामि श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामचन्द्र चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. Let us all close our eyes. On this auspicious day, today is a very, very special day for all of us. Today is the last day of 9 days celebration to Divine Mother Durga. Today is also the auspicious day, birthday of Lord Rama. Also today is the Mahasamadhi of our Swami Brahmananji. On this auspicious day, let us pray to them, seek their blessings. O Divine Mother, O Lord, give us inner strength, inner courage to face all these difficulties. Let us remember our Gurus, seek blessings from them. I bow to all of you. Om. I hope you can hear me now. Just trying to see if everything is okay here in the computer. So some of these special prayers are very, very relevant to the current situation that we are facing. Since last 9 days, every day in the morning I was chanting Chandi, Durga Saptasati. Today while chanting, I came across in the 12th chapter this special prayer, and it says, Mahakalya Mahakale Mahamari Surupaya Saiva Kale Mahamari Saiva Srushti Bhavarteja Sthitim Karoti Bhutanam Saiva Kale Sanatani Bhava Kale Nurunam Saiva Lakshmi Vriddhi Prada Gruhe. Very interesting, just like it was a revelation to me this morning. It says, Mahamari Surupaya, Divine Mother, comes in the form of Mahamari, the epidemics that we are facing right now. Again, the same Divine Mother come to rescue. And in the prayer, and there is a very specific prayer, the screen I shared with all of you. This specific prayer are chanted, and this is a Siddha mantra. Siddha mantra means these mantras were experienced by thousands of rishis earlier. They experimented, they got the result. It is said when there is Mahamari spreads in the society, this specific mantra to be chanted is very interesting. And the mantra is Jayanti Mangala Kali, Bhadra Kali Kapalini, Durga Kshama Shiva Dhatri, Swaha Sudha Namastute. Today we are worshipping Divine Mother in the Shiva temple, and all of us chanted this specific mantra so that we all of us are free from this epidemic that is currently going on. Today is also very, very auspicious day, birthday of Lord Rama. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. We know the verse from the Bhagavad Gita. When there is unrighteousness spreads in the society, God himself takes birth. Lord Rama was incarnated to remove the evils from the society. We know the story of Lord Rama. Very specific episode I just want to tell you. It is in the Adhyatma Ramayana, Kiskinda Kanda, 4th chapter. It says, when Mother Sita was kidnapped, and of course, both the brothers were searching Mother Sita, going from place to place. They were staying near Kiskinda, the kingdom. And Lakshmana was worried all the time. Many times he was anxious, getting angry, because Mother Sita is kidnapped. He is very upset. And every day he found his brother Lord Rama is very peaceful. And one day, out of curiosity, He goes to him and asks, my brother, you know that your wife is kidnapped. I am upset all the time, but how could you maintain that inner composure? You look peaceful all the time. What do you do? And Lord Rama told him, my brother, I practice Kriya Yoga. If you read the Adhyatma Ramayana, it says in Adhyatma Ramayana, 4th chapter, here it says, Evam Paramatma Sri Ramaha Kriya Yoga Anuttamam Prushtha Praha Swabhaktaya Shesham Shaya Mahatmane. I practice Kriya Yoga, and the same teachings of Kriya Yoga I give it to today, you practice. It is true. Even if the current situation has made all of us very fearful, worried, insecure, but we are very fortunate that we practice Kriya Yoga. Even if there is problems, difficulties around us, but if we can manage every day to spend some time in our practice, definitely we'll be free from this current problem. So today is the 9th day of the celebration. In the beginning, the very first day, Guruji sent a message for all of us. And if you have read the message, in the message, Guruji wrote, this is a God-given restriction. We know the value of silence and seclusion. If we have the habit of praying and meditating, this is a wonderful opportunity. One day while talking to one of our yogacharya from USA, he told me, Baba, after the retirement, I'm really enjoying my meditation. Every day in the morning, from 7 to 12, 5 hours, I sit and meditate. This is not so easy thing. Even if we have time, we may not be able to meditate that long. Maybe in the future, some of us will be retired. But can you say that you can meditate for that long? That is why I said, if we have the habit of praying and meditating, this is the right opportunity. This is the right opportunity. God, it is a God-given restrictions in the word of Guruji. Let us utilize this time. More prayer, more meditation. Not only for us, but for all of us who should be praying and meditating. So the question is, we have to prepare ourselves. If there is proper preparation, this is the right opportunity. If we have not prepared ourselves enough, let us prepare for now. Whenever this kind of opportunity comes, we really utilize the time. I remember a beautiful story I heard from Guruji. There was a very strange kingdom. And in the kingdom, there was a strange kind of rule. They will select a king for 5 years, just like our political leaders. So after 5 years, nobody knows what happens to the previous king. What they do, after 5 years, they take the king and leave it in some island and left the king to die, the previous king. And now this new king was coronated. He came and he asked the minister, can you tell me what happens to the previous kings? He kept quiet. He did not say anything. Please tell me. With repetition, he said, look, this is what happens after 5 years. They take the king and leave it in this strange island for the person to die. The king thought the same thing is going to happen with me also. What he did, without the knowledge of others, he visited that place And he developed that place. In 5 years, that place was completely ready. He employed so many people over there. And now, after the 5 years, this king was taken to the island. He was a king here. And when he went there, he was a king there. So, preparation. Wherever we go, whatever opportunity comes to us, we have to prepare ourselves to face that kind of situation. Since we are all locked down, I also take this opportunity to read the books. Though I'm in Baligai, we have a lot of engagement here and there in the ashram. In last 4-5 days, I finished 2 books. One book is about our previous president, APJ Abdul Kalam. And he's writing about his father when he was a boy, like 19 years old. And he found his father had this boat business. He was, crossing the people, those who visit the Rameshwaram. And every day, a group of people are coming to him, to his father, to request him for some specific prayer. If somebody is sick in the family, they would request him, please do this prayer for my family people. And he would do the prayer, and sometimes he would bring a cup of water, he would dip his finger into that water and tell the person, give it to the person, and the person will be healed. And to the great surprise, people are healing. And out of curiosity, Abdul Kalam asked his father, what do you do? You just dip your finger in that water and people say they're cured. How does that happen? Then his father told, look, my child, anything you do in pure heart, with a pure intention, surrendering to God, it does work. People can be cured. And here Abdul Kalam is writing, this is a great lesson for my whole life. In the whole life, I came across millions of problems, but this particular phrase from my father, I have never forgotten. Whenever I face, I pray to God, help me in this kind of situation, what do I do? So the purpose of telling this, today's topic that we'll be discussing today and tomorrow, we need to pray. Now the question is, whom to pray? We'll say, pray to God. Who is God and where is God? We know that God is omniscient, omnipotent. God is omniscient, He knows everything. When He knows everything, He knows our innermost thought. Before we pray, God knows. When God knows our innermost thought, what is the need of the prayer? Why to pray to Him? Is there a need for the prayer? And here our Guruji answered in a beautiful way. He said, look, when a child is coming back home after the school and mother knows my child has come back from the school, I should feed him well. At the same time, when the child is asking mother, oh mother, I am really hungry, can you give me something? And this, you just look, the joy in the heart of the mother. Though God knows our innermost thought, but we should pray. What is prayer? Here Guruji says, prayer brings conviction. It brings faith, love and surrender. And the prayer should not be mechanical. When you pray from your heart, you get the blessings from God. And Guruji shared a beautiful story of his childhood. He had the habit of going to toilet in the middle of the night, and he did not like this. As we know, he was very sick when he was in his childhood. He did not like to go to the toilet every day in the middle of the night. And he asked his mother, "What do I do? I don't want to disturb you. You are also getting up with me. I don't like this. But what do I do?" Then his mother told, "Look, you pray to God. Oh God, I don't want to get up in the middle of the night. You pray, you will see the result." And Guruji prayed. And after a few days, he found he's not getting up. It may look a very silly thing, but there is a message. When the prayer is offered from the heart, it has tremendous result. So this is the year of 2020. And this is a very, very special year for all of us. We know this is the 100th year of Paramahamsa Yoganandaji going to the West. 1920, 2020, 100 years. Few days back I was thinking, 100 years back, Paramahamsa Yoganandaji left India, went to the West, carrying the message of yoga, meditation, bringing the unity between the East and West. But after 100 years, 2020, it seems everything is falling apart. And I was reading again the life of Abdul Kalam. He wrote a book, India 2020, what India could achieve by the year 2020. But in 2020, we see a very different situation, very different scenario, but we do not know. What is God's plan? It is very difficult to tell at this point. Maybe it will turn out a very different thing afterwards. I was reading the news. Now the pollution, India faced so much of pollution problem. Now it is under control to some extent. We'll have to wait and see what is the outcome. So for that, we have to cultivate inner strength. This is the special year for all of us. We are celebrating Paramahamsa Yoganandaji's life. And if you look at his life, his whole life was filled with prayer. Many times he challenged, this thing will happen. With an inner prayer, I can get it. And we know a lot of different stories. Paramahamsa Yoganandaji, in his childhood, visited Vrindavan. We know how he prayed and he got it. When he was extremely sick, he was almost dying. And his mother told him, you pray to Lahiri Mahasaya. With his grace, your life can be spared. And Paramahamsa Yoganandaji writing, he was almost in unconscious state, just opening his eyes, looking at Lahiri Mahasaya and sincerely praying to the great Guru, please help me, please help me. And he got the grace of Lahiri Mahasaya and he was cured. And he experimented this prayer for his whole life. So this is the opportunity for all us to pray. And Paramahamsa Yoganandaji taught us how to pray. So he's saying prayer is sending some positive thoughts. Sending some positive thoughts, if it is offered with sincere desire, it does work. Positive thought. We know God created this creation out of his thought. This creation is nothing but the manifestation of God's thought. We know whatever we are today, it is because of our thought. If we cultivate positive thought, accordingly, we'll get the result. If we cultivate the negative thoughts, accordingly, we'll get the result. If it is about the thought, and if prayer is sending some positive thought, why can't it work? It will definitely work. So here Paramahansa Yogananda is teaching how to pray. And in his own writing, he's saying, here I'm just reading what Paramahansa Yogananda has said. Our physical bodies and the material world we live in are the condensations of invisible patterns of energy. That energy in turn is an expression of finer blueprints of thought, the subtlest vibration which govern all manifestations of energy and matter. The whole creation was brought into being by God first in thought or idea form. Then the divine consciousness willed those thought patterns to condense into light and energy, and finally into the grosser vibrations of matter. He's saying prayer is scientific. If you offer in right attitude, it will work. And here Paramahansa Yogananda, when you want to make your prayer effective, there are a few things you need to cultivate. So the first one is concentration. The second one is meditation. Third one is willpower. And the fourth one is love for God or surrender. These are the four things we need to cultivate to make our prayer effective. So this thing we'll discuss tomorrow in more detail. So some other aspect of the prayers. So now let us close our eyes. Wherever you're sitting, let us close our eyes. Concentrate in between the two eyebrows. Let us remember Divine Mother Durga. Remember Lord Rama, and remember the Gurus. Pray to them from the inner core of our heart. O Mother, O Lord, in this difficult time, give us inner strength so that we can face all kinds of challenges. Give us inner peace so that I can maintain my inner composure. Observe your breath, focusing in between the two eyebrows, remembering God and the Masters. Let us, all of us, chant Mahamrutyunjay mantra 3 times. I hope you all know the mantra, or you can join with me. Let us chant together. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrutat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityormukshiyamamrutat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let the blessings of Gurudev, all the Gurus, blessings of Lord Rama, blessings of Divine Mother, blessings of God with all of us. Om Tat Sat Om Brahmarpanamastu. I bow to all of you. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for listening to me.